Hi, this is the second part of our best PC adventure games of the 90s list, and it covers spots 60 to 41, closing the top half of all 80 games. So, not to waste any more of your time, let's jump straight in. And we are at the second Polish game for the list and the first in today's video. The time sure flies by when you're having fun, right? And Skaut Kwatermaster is. Fun, not time. Time is a virtual construct created to describe transients. Oh my god, what am I even on about? Anyway, if I haven't had said anything and just let you watch what's on the screen, I'm sure that you'd draw conclusion that it's similar to the Day of the Tentacle. And you won't be wrong. It's not as presentable, some of the puzzles are incredibly stupid, but it's definitely fun. Especially that the story is anything but grandiose and it's out there, like far out there. You're a scout and your friend, a girl scout, without cookies mind you, got trapped in an ancient Second World War tank. That's it. The spacebar is a humorous point-and-clicker that's somewhat similar to both Myst and classic text-based adventures, all the while remaining its own thing. You move in between pre-rendered locations, which can be rotated, zoomed in and out, and explored in detail. All of your actions advance time by a minute, and a game and events in it run based on an in-game clock. You're alias Node, a member of a local law enforcement on the planet Armpit 6. When your partner is abducted by a nefarious shapeshifter, you've only few hours to find him before he escapes the planet. Companions of Xanth is what I would call a Souls-like of adventure games, but with an undo option. So, while there are certain circumstances in which you can die, you can always undo your last decision. That said, there are numerous instances where you can get irrevocably stuck if you've not done something or picked up a particular object earlier on. What's more, you are told to pick a companion at game start and only one of them is a correct choice, and if others are picked, the game can be completed. Like I said, Souls-like of point-and-clickers. Anyway, you're Doug, a dude who received a video game from his friend to forget about his girlfriend that dumped him. But as he was putting the disc into his computer, he was magically transported into the realm of Xanth. I think that Dragon History may be the only checkpoint and clicker on this entire list. It's a pretty good one though, even if clearly directed at the younger audiences. It takes place in the colorful idyllic land of peaceful anthropomorphic dragons. Well, at least until a magical wand called Evelyn decided that she wanted to take over the world. You know, with spells, curses and all kinds of Jedi mindfuckery. So playing as Bert, a teen dragon, you not only have to defeat Evelyn, but also find your long-lost father. I've not mentioned that so far, but yeah, he's gone too. He went out to buy dragon milk and disappeared. EcoQuest The Search for Cetus is Sierra's semi-educational point-and-clicker. You're Adam Green, a son of a famous ecologist, and when your father rescues a dolphin tangled in an abandoned fishnet, you become quick friends. You and the dolphin, that is. You still don't care for your father, who seem to have much more love for your younger brother. I presume. Anyway, it appears that the dolphin can speak, and that he's a messenger from the king of the oceans, whale Cetus. You are then chosen as the savior of the underwater kingdom of Eluria, and since you've nothing better to do, and still hold a grudge against your father for caring more for your sibling, you agree. Also, ecology, yeah, that supposedly plays a part in it too. At least officially. Evil sorcerer Selina, and no, not Gomez, that one's not evil as far as I know, has conquered the town of Turnvale with her army of Squirrel warriors. Now, if you're wondering what Squirrel is, wonder no more, I'm happy to explain. Imagine orcs from the Lord of the Rings. Now subtract 20% of intelligence from them, add 5 points into looking cool in armor, and another 5 points to their stat of height, and finally 20 points to resistance to stepping on a rusty nail barefoot. That's pretty much what Squirrel are. So, playing as Diarmot, an ordinary man, unjustly thrown into Squirrel prison, you not only are going to have to find a way out, but also how to get rid of all the invaders. Remember how we've spoken about Amazon Guardians of Eden in the first video for the list, and how I compared it to Indiana Jones movie but not very good? Well, Flight of the Amazon Queen is a lot like a B-movie, but a very good one at that. Well, it could be argued that no B-movies are good movies, but I disagree. Certain lack of flair, absurdity and cringe levels tend to make things ironically great. Anyway, you're joking, and along with your client actress Faye Russell, you crash onto your plane Amazon Queen in the heart of the jungle, from which both of you must find a way out, preferably working together as a team. While Police Quest 3 The Kindred may have not been my favorite entry in the series, it definitely was yours. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic game and well worth playing, just not my pick. My tastes are known to be unconventional and often crap, so let's agree that yours is better. You're Sonny Bonds and you're investigating a series of gruesome murders by a sinister cult known as the Kindred. What's more, you're on a very personal vendetta against it because they've attacked your wife and now she's in a coma. The game focuses a lot on all the police procedures, allowing you to feel like a real cop in 1990s. Ah, Roger Wilco. What a bumf. You know that his rise from space janitor to intergalactic hero was faster than any other fictional characters in history? Yep, he's the man. And that's why he's also a target of all kinds of assassination attempts and such. And the one in particular that Space Quest 4 starts with is the one he barely escaped alive. I mean, escape is a big word, he was saved by an unknown stranger who helped him run away through a rip in time. So now, many years in the future, in the fictional times of Space Quest 12, Roger must find a way to save the timeline he landed in, as without him in it, it had really been run down. I could simplify it and just say that Pepper's Adventures in Time was made to teach kids about colonial times in the US. But that would mean that it's a rather pointless title for anyone born outside of the States and that it holds a little value to them, which is not the case. It's a pretty decent point-and-clicker that focuses on Pepper, our protagonist, trying to rescue her dog Lockjaw that was sucked into the time portal that her uncle Dr. Fred created to mess with the time. So, while seeking for her faith puppy, she will also have to fix all the damages that he'd done to the timeline. Teenagent is weird, man. Good weird, mind you, but weird nonetheless. I mean, get this, there are these mysterious gold thefts happening, and megabank owners can't even wage a guess who the culprit might be. So it is decided to hire a fortune teller to pick the person to solve the case. So she picks a teenager, Mark Hopper, who agrees to deal with the situation and find the party responsible in exchange for two things: being hired as an official secret agent and choosing any woman he wants. And if you're like, whoa, choosing a woman, as if she was an object or whatever, keep calm, okay? It's an old game and also one made to be humorous and filled with jokes to the brim. It's not a jab at anything or anyone, it's not politically charged, it's stupid and made to play and sound hilarious. Oh, and it's actually pretty decent, so if you've never played it, give it a chance. Do you remember how we've tackled Larry 5, which was 4, but also somehow 5, and we just got lost in the Sierra's numbering? So, Larry 7 Love for Sale is actually Larry 6, despite there being Larry 6, which should be 5, and that 5-4. Oh my days, I'm lost. Let's not dwell on that too much, and just focus on what the game actually is. And especially that I think that I was the only one out of both of us who actually cared anyway. So, Love for Sale sees our balding and overweight hero unexpectedly receiving a ticket to a cruise ship and taking this opportunity to seek for, well, let's call it love here for the YouTube's sake. As he arrives though, a contest is announced on board and whomever wins gets to spend the night with the captain. And she's hot. Well, as much as 1996's cartoon graphics could make her appear hot. Space Quest 1, Roger Wilco in the Sarien Encounter, is a remake of the original first game. And it's a beauty. It has it all really. Great music and sounds, beautiful 256 colors graphics, same crazy and over-the-top plot, and a lovable hero who's a space janitor turned nearly space Jesus. Also, it doubles down on the humor and modernizes some of the puzzles. So, what it's all about? Well, evil aliens Sariens attack the Arcada, a spaceship on which Roger is a senior mop and bucket manager. And being the only survivor of said attack, he must now escape the ship that's about to explode and teach Sariens a lesson in not messing with the Intergalactic Guild of Flat Surface Conservators. Dreamweb, despite there being literal horror titles in the list of the best adventure games on PC, is probably one of the darkest of them all, and it's all because of the moral implications of its story. You see, Dreamweb is this invisible barrier between the world and darkness, and there are 7 individuals in the world whose actions will end up with it being destroyed. So after learning all about it in a dream, because yeah, you're one of these people who believe that dreams can foretell stuff, you decide to take it upon yourself to kill them all. Well, you are told to do it while asleep and accept without giving it a second thought, but you know, potato tomato. I will never get tired talking about Roger Wilco, brave mob raider, broom conqueror, a rag-armed savior of the universe who'd seen more action at the bottom end of his mob last time he cleaned the public toilet floor than you and I had in the last 10 years. And Space Quest 6 Roger Wilco in the Spinal Frontier once again calls for him to step away from the bucket and lend his skills to save the galaxy. As per usual in the series, the game is overfilled with often abstract humor, tons upon tons of pop culture references, and all that in beautiful, high-resolution graphics with CD-quality soundtrack.
Wow, it worked! This dude's in a deep freeze.
Heart of China is another of those Indiana Jones-like games. Mainly in its theme of fun-filled globetrotting, as presentation-wise it's something entirely different because it's viewed in the first-person perspective. Either way, its story is adventure movie worthy and could easily be made into a summer hit. There is little romance in it too, some mystery, plenty enough traveling, as in spite of the title it does not take place mainly in China, and it offers a few ways to solve some of its puzzles, which is always great. Anyway, Kate, a daughter of a billionaire, has been abducted by a Chinese warlord, Li Deng, so her father spared no money to hire you, Jake Lucky Masters, a pilot, a heartbreaker, a jacket potato-loving leg day in the gym skipper, to find and save her. King's Quest V, Absence Makes the Heart Go Yonder, is the first ever Sierra adventure game to use a point-and-click interface, which may not sound like a biggie today, but in times when most of their games were based on the text parsers, it was definitely a revolution, at least within Sierra's offices. Anyway, on one of those lazy summer days when there was literally nothing to do, no wars to wage, no troubles to solve and no dragons to slay, King Graham of Daventry decided to take a stroll along the woods to relax. You know, to let it rip in the nature and bask in the morning sun peacefully. When he returned, however, he discovered that the Daventry castle was gone, poofed into non-existence like those farts he was spreading all around the woods, scaring local animals. So now he must not only find a way to bring the castle and his family back, but also defeat the evil wizard Mordak, who's responsible. Leisure Suite Larry 1 in the Land of Lounge Lizards is a remake of the original from 1987. It gives you the control of Larry Laffer, a short, balding and tacky 40-something-year-old who's unlucky with everything in his life, love especially. So, armed with his unquestionable proficiency in cringe and polyester white suit that's only been stained twice, once with a mustard, and the other time should probably remain a mystery, Larry aims to finally become a true man. In Simon the Sorcerer 2, you're once again Simon, the Sorcerer, let's not forget that part. And you've been transported into a parallel universe of magic and monsters that you've visited in the previous game, all via magic wardrobe created by the first title's villain. Your quest, should you choose not to pussy out and accept it, not that you have any choice in the matter really, is all about getting home, which circles around finding fuel for the wardrobe, searching for it in a vast world consisting of parodies of popular fantasy novels and fairy tales, all the while stopping the villain, Sorcerer Sordid, from resurrecting and conquering the land.
Did you hear about what happened to their trace?
In the Dagger of Amon-Ra, you play as Laura Ball, a newbie reporter who's about to write a story on the newest exhibit in the Leelander Museum, an ancient and mystical Dagger of Amon-Ra. During the museum's opening ceremony, however, the dagger is stolen and a person is murdered. Lara naturally wants to investigate and talks her way in, just to be locked inside with the rest of the guests. This, unfortunately, does not stop the murders, and it's up to you to figure out who's responsible. Funny enough, there's not that much of a typical adventure puzzling in Amon-Ra, and while you'll be gathering items, they will be mainly used as evidence or to solve the mystery. You'll explore the museum, question people inside trying to find their motives and alibis, and most importantly, the killer. With this video, we've closed the bottom 40 out of all 80 best PC adventure games, and I gotta say that for the quote-unquote worst half, they were pretty darn cool. Either way, let me know which games you liked, which you didn't, and what titles you are waiting to see in the top half of the list. Oh, and if you happen to be down there around the comment section, please tick those likes, sub and bell icons too, for YouTube to let you know whenever I release something new. For me, this is all, so have a good one and I'll see you soon.